So, I guess this is hello to everyone. So, welcome to our LinkedIn Live session. I was at least waiting for this one because it is with Brian. If you are in HR Tech, in Total Rewards or Success Factors, so you're in the right place, and this will be, I think, well spent time of yours. We're excited to have you all here for what's going to be valuable. I think with Brian having here, we can promise no fluff conversation, right, Brian, about something every HR leader needs to hear: how partnership drive real value in this SAP SuccessFactors ecosystem. Brian from Omnia, welcome.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate you taking the time to even set this up, my friend Ilija and Semos Cloud. So, looking forward to our discussion and sharing as much as I can and hopefully interactive with the crowd. So, thanks for having us.
Probably everyone here today already saw our excitement and sharing our excitement through all the LinkedIn posts that we were having in the last 1 week, because we only had this out a week ago and we already have 100 plus participants here, which means that this topic is quite hot, obviously. So I would like to first set up the stage for our discussion today and see where this will guide us. Actually, today we will be speaking about the total rewards, its importance, the importance of the partnership, but also in general the importance of the solutions that we are deliver to the end users, to you as our customers from the other side of the fence, that are at the end of the day success factors users. So why we are talking even about total rewards, I've been reading a simple fact now that 83%, and I'm reading this because I don't want to miss anything, say that their biggest challenge is attracting and retaining top talent. And this is from well known sources and researchers. And on top of that, 57% of employees said that they would leave their company for one that offers better rewards and recognition. So, Brian, you have seen this shift firsthand, obviously, speaking and talking with all the partners out there, but also all of your former colleagues, maybe in success factors, but all the companies that you are working in and worked for previously. So from your days in SAP to your current role at Omnia, what has changed actually? Why has total rewards gone from nice to have, from your opinion, to some business critical strategy and thing?
Yeah, it's definitely relevant to all the interactions that I've had, whether it be through alum or other organizations that I'm interacting with. So I mean, over the years, I've seen a massive shift in the employees expecting expectations from their employers. It's no longer just about competitive salaries. It's about the overall experience. It's the recognition. It's the career growth. It's the well-being. It's the things that we want to experience as individuals within an organization and feel the connectivity to it. So if you think about it, employees today have more choices than ever from an employment standpoint. If they don't feel valued, engaged, or supported, they'll leave. I mean, it's as simple as that. People move from one company to another. We want to be able to retain the right talent. We spend a lot of money having the right talent come to these organizations. So, I mean, in fact, like studies
Yeah.
show that companies with strong total rewards programs see a 57% improvement in employee engagement. I mean, that's a huge number. That's a very large number. I mean, I've experienced it myself. So, um, rewards is no longer a kind of a nice to have. It's something that organizations need to have in order to retain the right employees. So, you know, as these organizations are evolving, I've had my personal use with total rewards and recognition, but it's moved on to the next stage where I see many of the smaller companies and the larger companies that are adopting a total reward standpoint. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and here's and obviously thank you for commenting and complimenting my talk previously. So that's obviously the challenge, right? Like traditional rewards models are, so to say, maybe broken is very hard way to say, but they're too rigid, too slow. They don't reflect what employees actually value today. So, and also the numbers are backing it up. Like more than 70% of employees are saying that they would work harder if they felt better recognized. Companies with stronger recognition programs are 30% having a 30% lower voluntarily turnover rate, and these are the sources that we are frankly following and trying to catch up with. So here's the problem that we are witnessing nowadays with the companies that we work. Like most of HR teams today don't have the tools to offer these flexible personalized total rewards, as you just mentioned. So this is exactly where we are complementing it. I don't want to let's say picture the pinkish world here, but this is where Semos Cloud actually exists for and coming into the game, because we do not just throw perks through the employees of our companies together with the companies, but we help them to design this total reward strategy and really taking care that they are personalized, meaningful, and data driven. So Brand, you actually used this. You already mentioned in your introduction that used one of our solutions before back in your SAP days, right? Like SAP Appreciate. Tell us about your experience. I know how um, passionate you are about when you're speaking about it, but I just want to also the audience to hear your firsthand experience.
Yeah, that's dear to my heart actually. I did have the opportunity to use Semos while I was as a SAP in different forms, and um, it brings me to stories of people, teams, connectivity, my engagement, in my efforts towards trying to truly help individuals and be helped myself. Over the 10 years I was at SAP, I had different interactions through the total rewards or the appreciate solution that Semos has, and I'm ranging it from where I was on the COE of finance, so we were working on large deal structures, end of the quarters, especially high pressure, having to work with different teams, RevRec, etc., moving it through the different the teams that we had to engage with. Um, Throughout that process, we worked really hard for each other, and in a lot of moments, very stressful. But in the end, appreciate kind of brought it all back together. A thank you. It doesn't have to be monetary. It was simply just a way to show that they appreciated what we were doing for each other, and me vice versa. I mean, I asked for a lot of things from a lot of people in a quick amount of time across the globe. SAP is a very large organization, so you got 100,000 plus employees, and you're trying to get to know one person over in some area to try to get something done, so that way we can get the quarter closed out. Let's say, um, being able to say thank you, but that kind of went further where I was able to build relations in other teams. I was breaking silos through the Appreciate program. I was building my own little team culture, but it wasn't just in my team; it was across the company. Um, Beyond that, it kind of gave the opportunity to move up and down in the organization, because I was on the first HANA Enterprise Cloud team with Robin Manhertz and Mark Oki and folks like that. Board level folks, but we did need I needed certain things from them. They needed certain things from me to be able to get things moving forward. And through this, after all the hard work, it was very nice to, as an employee, beyond the paycheck. Paycheck aside, those can be moved from company to company. It was the appreciation to get a note from say Robin or someone else in that position to say thank you for going above and beyond, Brian. So yeah, very dear to my heart.
I can recall one comment when we were actually preparing what we would like to share today to the audience, that you said, and something that is really close to my heart as well. Like people will probably never remember what you tell them, what you write to them, but they would probably remember how you made them feel. So which goes
Mm-hmm.
along with what you have just said. Like it's not only about um, writing something, is not only about telling just for the sake of telling, but they will never forget how you made them feel. I can give a real example from my everyday experience. Like whenever I am on a maybe down on a very hard task, as you just explained. And when I receive a recognition through our internal job points, through our internal rewards and recognition platform, it really makes that difference, because it is in a kind of a, probably it has something with the neurological, emotional, and rational thing that is
Yeah.
pushing you forward and is making you to, I would say, even forcing you to make that additional step into making achievements even better than you previously maybe were used to. How do you
Yeah.
think in this regard?
Oh yeah, my muscle memory on that feeling and chasing that feeling was there. It was also a competitive aspect too with appreciated. It was always nice to know you were at least the higher ranks of being appreciated because you could see where everybody else was at that time. There was always overachievers. I guarantee I was not in the high mark of that, but I was in the middle somewhere. But yeah, the muscle
it's
memory on the
it's like a
feeling.
leaderboard part.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's the muscle memory on it, and I mean, heck, I keep them those mementos. I took screenshots of my old appreciates. I love them. So either way, and you know that's built relationships too. Let's just beyond that, it's it's carried into long term business and personal relationships. Some of these appreciates actually turned into mentorships for me. So some of the folks that I engaged with, and I knew, okay, well, cool, they're appreciating what I'm doing. So maybe I could kind of step out of my box and ask them, like, would you be a mentor to me? Things like that. It started evolving into other directions. So yeah.
So glad to hear that. So that's exactly what we are aiming for, because we are taking somehow from the concept of success factors, and we set the stage at the beginning that we would like to really showcase how we are not replacing anything which is existing in success factors. So
No,
not
no.
here to replace any module on or exchange something that is in the let's say everyday flow, but really enhancing with best-in-class solutions for recognition, rewards, total rewards, internal comms, and so on. So we are talking about completely customizable data-driven approach that allows really HR teams to adapt total rewards program to their unique workforce, and isn't about, as you mentioned previously in your intro, we are not targeting together both our company and you as Omnia, not only for these small teams, but we really proved ourselves in working with these Fortune 500 companies that really demand this enterprise grade solution, which are really coming close and somehow attaching to their to their HR strategy. So discussing, and because we see this long-standing partnership with SAP for that is lasting for more than 10 years, it is leading me to this topic that we would wanted to cover actually today, and why we are on this LinkedIn live today is about talking about HR innovation, but also talking about the partnership. So why do you think that partnerships like the one that we are having with Omnia Partnerships and Semos Cloud are really crucial in the HR tech today? And before we maybe enter into the answering the question, because I'm seeing in the backstage that the colleagues are telling me that you are not heard well from the audience. So if you can
Oh,
speak up a little bit and come closer to the camera, thank you. This is a live
sure.
session, so this happens. Sorry,
It's
guys.
okay. Yeah, hopefully you can hear me, and I'll talk louder. I think I'd first start with your guys, Semos's genuine partnership with SAP and its relation to the technology that it's adopted out of SAP. When you think about all of the different partners that are in the SAP ecosystem, especially from the PE build, partner edge build side of the fence or store, I mean, you have, I can't even know, 1,800 solutions plus, I guess, at this point. Um, the way Semos, the way you guys have gone about it is building off of SAP technology, BTP platform. That shows a very genuine relationship that you're trying to build within the ecosystem. So to me, that's checkbox one. As far as the relationship with the product side of the fence, and your partnership to that, I mean, you're building gap solutions off of BTP platform to drive value for SuccessFactors customers, especially full suite, especially targeted towards total rewards and a few different functionalities that don't overlap with what SAP is building, and to double check, and building solutions in alignment forward on how to complement and continue that forward. As far as from the Omnia standpoint, I mean, Omnia Partnerships is designed basically to support the SAP ecosystem of from the entire SAP value added team, all the different teams that influence either the technology build or the technology delivery, to the technology sales. Um, and it's also there to be able to help these partners, especially the ones that we feel are highly vested into the SAP ecosystem and have the right product set, and helping them become successful, and helping them genuinely engage just like you guys are. So
So while you were talking, so I'm really this is out of the scenario, but I really would like to share one thing that I really like your approach, how you're covering these several topics with your partners within the ecosystem, and how you're approaching the customers from that point of view, because I couldn't agree more that the partnerships such as ours are really matters in terms of the delivering these kind of best of breed solutions to the clients, because hey, at the end of the day, we are here for them, solving the pain points that the customers are having. This is on one side of the fence, like seeing from the perspective of the customer, but on the other side of the fence is always what you just said, using the technology of BTP, building there, having this trust and certification, seeing being seen from SAP like trusted partners is really reassuring the customers that they are getting the solutions that's built to last, and it's not here for, let's say, shorter period of time in the market, or only there to collect some points. And this is leading me to one point that is very important, aside of this being built on BTP with the seamless integration and connection with the SuccessFactors suite, and how we are building that relation. And it's the topic that I'm hearing that is super important all around the globe, from the Middle East to the US, and obviously also Latam APGs, definitely the data security. Because when we talk, especially about the topics that we started with, like total rewards, we're really uh, delving and dealing with the sensitive employee data, like payroll, compensation, very personal data that mm, a few of us can share with the public and so on. Uh, so here I would really like to emphasize from your point of view how you are seeing this relation building on a, let's say, this upper level, because hey, we are, both of us are mainly targeting these enterprise grade companies, even though we are also having in the segment of small and medium enterprises, trying to catch all of their needs and solve all of their problems. But in enterprise grade, in this higher segment, the data security is quite important. How do you see on this topic, and the importance of this bundle, as you already, I'm just trying to follow up on the discussion that you have already made previously with your statement.
yeah, it's even more than that because your connectivity, your bilateral and security connectivity to like SAP Analytics Cloud and other modules. So, but yeah, I mean, from a standpoint of, I mean, from a customer, especially one that's invested inside SAP's current solutions, whether it be on the finance side of the fence, HR side of the fence, as the intelligent spend or customer experience, etc. I mean, you're built on BTP platform. You're already on the premium certified side of the fence. So simplified integration. You're already built in compliance. You have the advanced security, scalability, GDPR compliance. Role-based permissions are already addressed, at least from the start. Implementation, that also makes it easier on the implementation side. I mean, honestly, from Omnia standpoint, any of the partners that we work with, it's almost a prerequisite in my mind not to be built on BTP, because I understand having a company rebuild it on BTP, that's a journey they need to go through, but that's not going to happen immediately if they're going to go that route. But at least it's some adoption related to the BTP integration suite, or it's going after premium certification and having it done correctly. So those issues are addressed for those enterprise customers within the SAP ecosystem. So that's a box you guys already checked. I mean, you
Yeah.
did that from the start. So, yep.
So if I'm hearing what you said and trying to summarize, it's a really enterprise grade security and encryption, which is non-negotiable, obviously, for the companies that we are together working with, like Fortune 500 companies. And let's not forget something that I previously mentioned, like fully aligned with the SAP's roadmap, ensuring that all the customers are always ahead of the game with the latest innovations and best practices, something that both of our organizations are really striving to achieve, especially for our joint customers. So I think that this conversation maybe already popping up some questions for the audience. So I'm really trying to engage with them as well. If you have some
Yeah.
questions from the audience, please feel free to comment in the section. But as we are going, let's say, into the closure, into the conclusion of today's live session, and I want to again refer back, because this is this life about. It's like really strategic partnership and how we can give a value here. So uh, before we drop off, maybe in 2 3 5 minutes 10 minutes, whenever, if there are comments, but I want to really invite you, Brian, to maybe tell us one phrase or one key takeaway that everyone should bear into their mind, no matter whether they are customer, client, or partner, that is participating or will be hearing this afterwards on LinkedIn. So what would you like them to remember about maybe the solution at the level of
Yeah.
total rewards, maybe about the importance of the partnership, but also this strategic alignment of with success factors, and why this is also important? Let whatever you like from these all three, or maybe you
You
would
know what I
like to
want to
embed
say.
all of them into one conclusion.
If there's one, I'd say total rewards isn't a luxury; it's a necessity. If you want to attract, engage, and retain top talent, you need to think about beyond just salaries. And the good news is you don't have to figure this out alone. That's the great news, is that Semos Cloud has already addressed this problem. So with Semos, Omnia, SAP, you get trusted partnership, SAP certified solutions, and a seamless experience inside SuccessFactors. To me, that's the game changer. Doing your homework, you'll see that truly is the right answer. So that's where I'd leave it.
As always, Brand. So couldn't have said it better from my side. So, and for those tuning in, if you're looking to elevate your total reward strategy inside SAP SuccessFactors, we are here, either Brian, myself, or whoever you see on LinkedIn, sharing very similar topics. I just want to give one another chance for the audience to ask some questions. If not, if there are no
Bring them in.
questions,
We love
I
questions.
would really like to thank you, Brian, for this fantastic discussion. So thank for the audience for joining us. Probably most of you already are familiar with our faces, so feel free to reach out to us. If you have any questions, maybe not now directly, but drop them in our direct message, call us, and we would like to also continue the conversation here. So thank you very much once again, Brian, and
Thank you.
we'll speak soon.
Thank you,
Thank you
Ilija.
for everyone for joining us.
Enjoy your day.
Cheers.
Cheers.